Our first speaker after the break is Graeme Bethell, and he'll be talking Imagine We, Victoria, build a chain of renewable energy products for the energy market. Oh, there it is.
Good morning. Yeah, I read in the paper on Sunday about this conference, and in the last couple of days have sent in an abstract and a bio to say that I have this idea of building a network for distributed renewable energy facilities in any community in North America based on their local resources. And that is key if you're really talking about being sustainable. Such a platform would have a mix of all of the renewable energy technologies that we talk about: solar, wind, wave, tidal, geo, biomass. And the one that I want to focus in on, it's my mission now as president of a company, that we are building carbon renewable energy facilities based on biomass, and biomass in all its forms. We call it carbon renewable energy because in talking to a lot of communities, they don't like to talk about, or they don't like to see waste materials going into a process such as combustion, burning of garbage. Gasification is a very different technology from straight combustion, and the emissions are less than 10%, but there are still emissions. So the vision is you have a multiple of potential sources, all locally resourced. You put them through a range of technologies, and at the back end, the energy products that you get are electricity, heat and cooling, and a slew of fuels that are gaseous fuels and liquid fuels. All of this technology exists today, and under the right business model, which includes financial, technical teams that are required, and the execution that is required, they're possible today in a competitive world with fossil energies. The beauty of it is that I know I don't have this on a PowerPoint, but hopefully you can look and see this slide. Along the bottom line here is there is a living example of where this has been done, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But the green lines at the bottom are the renewable energy costs to either an individual or a community based on renewables. The red line going up is the cost of fossil energy in that same community, those same households, up till 2006. If we take it to 2008, we're up here somewhere, and it's dropped off a little bit since then. One of the other key things to this is the carbon emissions. The red line represents fossil energy, and this has all started around 1996. And the green line, of course, is renewable energies. The community that I want to just mention in closing, because I only have a 5-minute presentation, is Gussing in Austria. Gussing is a little town of 2,500 people in southeast Austria. And in the mid-90s, they launched on a program to get themselves off the grid. At that time, that small community was paying something in the order of 5 to 8 million euros a year in their energy costs. Today, they sell excess energy from all the renewable systems they have, and they generate somewhere around 18 million euros to their community services. So that's the idea, is in Victoria here, we could build a number of distributed energy systems based on our oceans, our wind, our sun, and our biomass. And we could get ourselves off the grid. I have got plans as to how this would be transitioned. It doesn't happen overnight. It would take a decade for this to happen. But we believe that in the right circumstances, there is an economic model that banks would support, provided you've got all the other expertises to make it happen. Well, that's my idea.
All right.